I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. The NES version of Double Dragon I like more than the actual arcade version. I feel that the gameplay is more fluid in the NES version, and this is just subjective, but I like the music better in the NES version. Anyhow, let's start this video. Enjoy the review. Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This video game came out on both the arcades and the Nintendo Entertainment System in the late 1980s. This was the game that helped define the fighting beat-em-up genre. And let me say this right now, I did not grow up in the early 80s with the Nintendo Entertainment System or the arcades, so I am not the best person to speak from experience when it comes to beat-em-up games. But I must say that I have played Double Dragon quite a bit back on the Wii Virtual Console and also on the Nintendo Switch Online. And honestly, I really enjoy this game quite a bit, especially the NES version. The gameplay is very fluid in this game, and not only that, the music is awesome, and there are just so many fun and amazing levels. I can't wait to review Double Dragon here in this video game review today, so without further ado, let's start this review of Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Let's get this review started, shall we? Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This video game came out back in 1987 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This video game has so many creative and enjoyable beat-em-up levels. This game's gameplay is truly amazing and is simple, with the A button punching and the B button kicking, having some cool enemies in addition to having some well-designed levels. Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System is such a fun and enjoyable video game. There were some sequels to Double Dragon, such as Double Dragons 2 and 3, but in my opinion, I feel that the original Double Dragon is the best. This game truly defined the 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up genre and is such a significant game on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Lee, are you seriously reviewing an old video game back from 32 years ago? You should be reviewing next-gen PS4 games. You're a disgrace. You suck as a reviewer and I'm disgusted.
You stupid freaking Pikachu. You're acting up again. I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson, you no-good Pokemon. Yeah, that's right, you no-good Pikachu. Taste my— Oh, you can— Oh, my bad. That's the wrong video game series I'm thinking of. Silly me. Let's talk about the development of Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System now, shall we? Double Dragon was first released in the arcades back in 1987. There were so many video game systems that Double Dragon was released on. The Master System, Atari 2600, Atari 7800, Sega Genesis, Atari Lynx, and many more. It was so freaking crazy, but cool at the same time. When Double Dragon was first released on the Nintendo Entertainment System, Toys R Us actually said that the game in the United Kingdom sold 290,000 units in its first 2 weeks. Double Dragon had many sequels, like I've previously stated before, Double Dragons 2 and 3 for NES, and all in all, Double Dragon is a really great NES game. Man! Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System is such a fun video game! Don't you agree, Pikachu?
Mr. Lee, you just suck at reviewing and you're a piece of crap. Your reviews are so boring.
Well, nobody asked you, you no-good Pokemon. Ugh, you get on my nerves so freaking much. It's Mr. Wii this, Mr. Wii that. You suck at reviewing. You're a piece of garbage. Well, let me remind you that I have freaking feelings. Now take this, you no-good Pokemon. Man, I really need to sell that doll. Anyhow, let's talk about the gameplay now of Double Dragon, shall we? Okay, time to talk about the gameplay of Double Dragon. Double Dragon is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up video game. There are 4 levels in Double Dragon. You press the A button to punch and the B button to kick. What I really like about Double Dragon is its simplistic controls. I'm serious, it really adds a whole lot to the gameplay, and whenever I play Double Dragon, I am hooked every time. What is cool too is every time you get enough points, your character levels up, learning new attacks along the way. Now honestly, these new attacks don't make the gameplay easier per se, but it does a good job of giving you new ideas to attack, giving you a versatile experience. At the end of every stage, you fight a boss, and the bosses deal a lot of hits. Honestly, this is just a minor criticism I have, but the bosses attack just as same as any other enemy in my opinion. In other video games, usually when you fight a boss, they have an attack pattern that is different than a usual enemy, but in this game all the bosses are the same, they just deal more hits. Honestly, this is just a super small criticism that I have with this game, and really doesn't affect my overall experience with the game. All in all, Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System really has amazing gameplay, the level design is great in this game, and the look of the levels themselves are really cool. All in all, Double Dragon for NES is a fun video game. What are my final thoughts about Double Dragon for the Nintendo Entertainment System? Back in the 1980s, Double Dragon was one of the most popular video games out on the market. And there were so many people back in the 1980s who grew up with this video game. Sadly, I was born after this game was first released, so I never had the chance to truly experience this game when it first came out, but I played Double Dragon back on the Wii back in 2008, and I truly enjoyed this game. I had so much fun playing Double Dragon. Its amazing gameplay, its simplistic controls, its variety in bosses and enemies, and its amazing level design. I feel that Double Dragon is a great game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Double Dragon, I give an 8 out of 10. Double Dragon is a very fun video game. And if you're talking about video games that were the defining factor of the Nintendo Entertainment System, you have to put Double Dragon on the top of that list. This video game really pushed sales of the Nintendo Entertainment System, and all in all, this was just a great video game. See you guys next time, and I give Double Dragon an 8 out of 10. See you guys next time. Later.